we're going to go ahead and re-import our meshes here and go and adjust the UVs as we need and check our UVs with a checker texture. And as you can see right there, I'm just simply adding the unmapped pre-exported models to a layer so that I can hide them and they're not going to be selectable and they're not going to get confused with the mapped versions here. And as you can see, I'm just going to go ahead and start re-importing the meshes that we had mapped. And we'll start off with the head there and go ahead and bring the pants back in. Go ahead and bring the undershirt back in as well, and the sweater. And there you go. I mean, there is our mapped clothing that we need to go ahead and adjust the UVs on after roadkill. And when I say adjustment, I'm just, simply meaning, we're just going to tweak it a little bit here and there and just make sure that we don't really have any excess overlapping UVs. And just go ahead and turning the sweater pieces there so that they match along with the pants. And since this character would be used for animation, we can go ahead and use, a bunch of different maps. I mean, I'm not saying, we're going to use a different map for each piece of the character. We're simply going to try and maximize the UV space as much as we possibly can. Right there should be good enough to go ahead and add decently high res textures to the model. We're not going to be using 10,000K textures to go ahead and texture the model. We'll use something probably in the range of 4096 or a little bit bigger than that. But that'll be the texturing part. And right now I'm just going to go ahead and continue to go ahead and adjust the UVs as we need. And I'm trying to keep it on the same screen, that way you guys can go ahead and see it. I don't want to show just the UV mapping. UV mapping is such a tedious process that it's fairly boring. I'm just going to go ahead and adjust the head here. And we're using Maya 2011's Unfold Relax tool, which, I mean, it's good if you already have decent UVs on it. And since we used roadkill, we get a pretty decent UV layout for the model. But inside of Maya, it just, it is what it is. As you can see, I'm just adjusting, a little bit where we're having some overlapping and some minor issues. And that's all, well and good right there. And we'll do the same thing here for the other eye. And right there, I mean, you can see it's a pretty decent layout for the head. It's going to make it real easy for us to go ahead and texture for sure. And we'll just scale it down a little bit here so that it fits in, because I want to be able to put the arms and the head on the same one. And as you can see, I'm going to go ahead and do that now. And we'll go ahead and just select the UV of the arms here, and deselect that one on the head so we aren't grabbing that shell. And then we'll go ahead and move the head back so that it's in place, and we'll scale the arms up here just so that it matches a little bit. I mean, right there, you pretty much understand. It's real easy to go ahead and UV map the characters. So now I'm going to go ahead and check my UV texture on the model here, and check our UVs simply by using a checker pattern texture, which I got from a friend of mine. And I'll include. I'm not sure if I'm going to include it. I might not. If I don't, you can just use the Google to find one, or just use the checker texture pattern shader in Maya. And go ahead and apply the same texture to the clothes here as well. And as you can see, I mean, there's really no stretching, no seams, or anything else on the model here. Make sure I apply it to the pockets as well, which I did change after we did sculpt them. I modeled them a little bit more or less to match the shape more of Gene's actual pockets, as you can see there. And we'll go ahead and pack our UVs here so that they're all ready for texturing. And we're just going to go ahead and move it. I'm just going to go ahead and move it back here and scale it down a little bit so that it's all inside the 0 to 1 space. It just takes a little bit of time and a little bit of adjustment to get it right and ready for texturing. And there you go. There's our pockets, and I mean, there's our clothing for the most part on one UV map. And we'll go ahead and bring our shirt over here, and I'm gonna go ahead and scale this up so that it matches a little bit better, or so that we have a little bit more room to go ahead and texture the shirt. And I'm just scaling it up there, and then I'll bring it in and basically put them all together, and then I'll scale it down so that it fits inside perfectly. So I know it's gonna fit in there fine, and there's not really going to be any issues. I'm trying to keep the UV shell separated a little bit, so it's going to be a little easier to texture and a little bit give me a little bit more room. And we'll just go ahead and turn that one as well. Turn that so that we can save the UV space as much as needed. And it just takes a little bit of time and a little bit of patience to go ahead and get it in where we need it to fit properly. And that's right there. I mean, that's fine. It looks pretty good for the shirt. And there you go. I mean, that's pretty much the character UV mapped and adjusted.